I'm meant to be filming plants and showing how wonderful it is in spring. Yeah. Just a small blizzard there. Stupid beast from the east, or whatever you're called. So I've had the easy job of taking the kit bags round to the camp, which is the other end of the woodland, about 3/4 of a mile away from where we meet the clients and the guys on the course. So now I'm walking down a fairly steep track to meet them where Kevin's walking in with them, and no doubt Kevin's doing the usual things about talking about the plants and the trees on the way, and I've requested he pick some wild garlic to go with the lunch, so we'll see how that goes. But yeah, it's a weird year this year. We've got, I don't know, like a late spring because we had all this snow, which has been different to the last few springs we've had, which has tended to start at the end of February, early March. It's now the last week in March, and yeah, it's warming up a bit, and there are a few plants appearing above the ground, but it's still very much, yeah, it still feels a bit wintry.
That was your stereotypical sort of hearts of oak we build ships out of. It's better for it. Quite oak, isn't it? But I still know.
So we've skipped ahead a little bit now, and I'm at the edge of the wood gathering firewood and kindling for the firelighting section of the course. So the guys on the course are somewhere in there. You can just about see human figures moving around. They're building a bit of a super shelter, so a 5-sided shelter for 4 people, so 4 sleeping bays around a central fire. And yeah, it's because even though I'm in a base layer, I'm collecting wood and moving around and generating heat, it's not that warm, and it's meant to get down to about 2 or 3 degrees tonight, maybe even a little bit colder. So they're going for the warmer shelter. I'm not stupid enough to do that. I'm going to sleep in a nice swag roll with a sleeping bag and things like that and be all tucked in there quite happily. But I'm at work, not on a course. So the kettles are close enough to being boiled, so time to ring the bell and bring everyone in for a brew. It's loud but bloody effective. So you ring the bell and then threaten them with a cup of tea, and they just start approaching out of the forest like that. I was just saying, you ring the bell for a cup of tea and they're just sort of coming out of the forest.
I know you know where we are.
Alright.
So we're there now.
1 to 25,000. Not the contour one, we're on.
OL 13.
Is that Peak District?
I don't know. Yeah. I'm making it up. So now we're on that little kink. Okay. Should be able to find it quicker each time.
What's that blue thing under your red spot?
It's an impromptu lake.
Oh yeah, it's my good. So we're now on that kink.
Right. Well done. Lovely.
Yeah? What are you doing?
It's a camera. So having faffed around on the lower levels doing a bit of exercise stuff, we've now started working on some micro nav legs. So I've just given Alan his target. Alan down there kneeling like a pro.
Praying.
A pro.
Stand it up and it goes all over the place.
A pro what? I don't know.
Yeah.
So we're going to send him off on his navigation leg, and we're going to go a slightly different route, and we're going to hopefully meet him there. If we never see him again, then we know either we were wrong or he went wrong. But either way, you know, it's nice for his family to have something to remember him by. Remember him as he lived, kneeling in a damp patch on, surrounded by dying heather.
That's where we were. That's where I started off there, and I took a bearing to the river stream here, 100 metres. Got to the stream, followed the stream up, 300 metres to the fence, climbed the fence with no style.
So we did as
Got
well.
loads of mud, wet through, over the fence, and just turn north. And then you can spot the salmon to get to it next.
So did you have a catch feature for any of that?
Well, for this one, up here, it's that. You see the outcrop there? There's an outcrop there for that one. I knew I'd gone too far because that stream wasn't very wide. No, it wasn't. I thought I was expecting
it's quite
something
deep.
bigger.
It's buried in the. Yeah.
I was expecting something bigger than that.
So okay, we can see a blue thing right down there in the valley. What do we think it is? If you might have to come this way a bit. It's just down there. It's on the fence line.
Yeah.
So it looks man-made.
Yeah.
I honestly have no idea what it is.
It's something heavy because it would have blown away.
Yep.
The tent.
Alan's going with tent. Rubes.
I want to go puddle, even though I don't think it is.
A very light blue.
I want to go
bubble.
tent shelter kind of thing.
Yeah, well, I'm going water.
Okay.
Where am I looking?
On the fence line down there.
Oh, down there. Oh, there.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, I'm bloody looking over there. I am. Oh, I don't think it's
Riveting TV.
No, I don't worry about it. It could be a jacket or something. It's not big, is it?
I think it's quite.
Heavy.
I think
Heavy,
it's tent
aren't
sized. I'm
Yeah.
going for tent.
Yeah.
I've honestly not on my life. I've not been down there.
It could be a dead sheep with a blue
It
ribs.
wasn't there a few weeks ago.
Right. So it wasn't there on the Pool Contours Masterclass. Details on the Pool Mountaineering website. Hello, Paul. Okay, we better follow. Right. Well, to get there, we've got to navigate down there, and it's okay. It's Ollie's leg. We're trusting Ollie. Onwards. We're getting closer to the mystery object now. We're on this little crag overlooking the valley, and Ruben's starting veering towards tent with your idea about it.
Group shelter with a body in it.
Could be.
We're taking our time getting there.
It was like possibly a net or something. Could have been something
How do you know her name's Annette from up here?
Could have been something dropped by helicopter. Okay, so we're going to pause now, and in the middle of Ollie's leg, and get the contour maps out to try and see if we can what we can spot about this area here in the rain that's just started. It's great being an instructor because you can just decide to make everyone's lives a little bit harder at your own whim, and they have to do what you say because they're now in your power. They could just kill me and leave me on the side of the mountain or run back down to the cafe. But the problem is I've told them how to navigate, so now they all know how to get out. Well, Ollie, who's leading this navigation leg, has claimed it's a net, which I think video record shows that I win. However, he has led us into a bog.
What are you figure?
So I wonder if this is leftover from the emergency food drops they did a couple of years ago for the ponies.
I'm sure it wasn't here a few weeks ago. We'd have said, what's that? Wouldn't we? Like we did.
What is it? It's old fencing wire. Are you sure this wasn't here? Well, mystery solved. Wasn't that exciting a mystery in the end, was it?
Mind blowing.
All these little pockets, and they get these tiny rock pools like that there. Little rock pools.
Oh yeah.
So there's little shrimp and things swimming around in there, and the whole slimy is bad,
Yeah.
and sort of dry and coarse is okay, but not as good as smooth. Why? What's the evolutionary thing behind that? Is it a cultural thing? But seaweed is great. For seaweed, you can eat them all year round.
What are you scared of crabs?
The tiny ones I'm always worried about injuring the eye stalks.
Good bit in the wood. Looks like a home.
you can get really excited and shove your hand. So they're all over. You can eat them.
Yeah.
They're not great, and there's kind of a calories in, calories out imbalance between the effort it takes to collect them and cook them. So this one's just starting to come out.
Oh yeah.
So it's got a trap door. There's a trap door here.
Yeah.
Enough to get down the other rock, so I can cast it down, hit the sandy bottom here. But there are people who practice every Sunday beach casting and casting into the wind, and there are whole workshops you can go just on beach casting that people can get out past that sandbar there in the same way. People do running start and they go out there. Okay. Who's first? Right. You'll let go, and I'll talk about letting go now, okay? Because what you don't want to let go there, because then it will fire off.
Right.
You want to release it when it's already wanting to swing the way you want it to go, and that's the really tricky part of this. Because I bet it's either going to go over that way or over that way.
Don't want to get the dog.
Don't forget.
Do you think, Poppy?
Poppy, come on, come Pops. There's quite an impact.
Especially with your foot on.
Today we're doing a bit of a team building, problem solving and training exercise with the guys from Das Outdoors, formerly known as Denby Army Surplus. Well, they're here up in the woods with me on a cold Monday morning, putting up shelters, which, I don't know, doesn't sound like a bad place to be on a Monday morning. It's probably better than your Monday morning, to be honest, unless you work in the best place in the world, which I think I do. So yeah, my Monday morning's the best.
Should have picked trees further apart.
You got a carabiner.
Yeah, I just happened to have one on the,
Did
on
you
the
happen
end of
to-
dog's lead. Which is coming quite handy.
Improvise, adapt, overcome, nick it from the dog's lead. Yeah, I can't remember that bit in the manual.
Yeah, exactly. So we're getting a tent, but yeah.
It works for a reason.
Right. Well, the thing is, we need to be a little bit over a bit, yeah? We'll put the guy line up to this height, yeah? I've obviously tried to shorten this before. I'm a bit low. I'm very low.
You're about as low as you can
Just
get.
on the floor. There's a little bit.
We're doing some simple stuff with knots and things now. So now we're making tripods.
Just you wait and see. We're going to make a suite of furniture. Next slide.
It's like Forest IKEA. So this is where you've got to make sure the poles are structurally sound.
Sure that one is. Splitting it. Pick another one. Stevie.
You've got plenty to choose from. This is what they're trying to make, which is just a simple tripod, simple lashing from one piece of cord. There's only one knot in there really, but yeah, let's see how they get on.
That's to your satisfaction.
It is. It's a tripod. It's a functioning tripod. We should just leave these all over the woods as a kind of a symbol to.
It'll be like an alien
Some sort of cult,
invasion.
people will think.
Do you want the paracord back, or do you want to?
No, just the money.
Well, some more.
No, because
This is the pink fire retardant parachute. So I think these were used to slow down jet fighters in the 70s in the Cold War.
That's true.
Yeah, but they're bright pink.
anyway, don't let me do something to
You don't like that?
Yeah, because I think braiding under pressure with all the other cords.
Yeah, I've clipped through cords before and I've tied it on, and I've not found any have come down. That one that was up there used to be just tied to a loop and then clipped to a thing.
Molly.
So as we do have clients,
It's very pink. Very pink. It's very much like set dressing kind of thing, isn't it?
Lovely for a party to have, isn't it? Having
yeah, but you'd never get the. So there is maybe some scope. The whole team had a task to go out and teach themselves how to build themselves a shelter, and they had 3 months. So today was the culmination of that kind of independent learning, and we saw some interesting designs today. Everybody built a shelter, which is great, and then the input that Rich has given us to help us. Hang on, I need to trip over. Start that again.
No, it's okay.
And then the additional teaching that we got from Rich was really good. So the team are a bit more knowledgeable about knots, tying now, and tension. That tension was a big problem for us all in varying degrees, was being able to put a shelter up and keep it in tension and keep it in place of where you want it to be. So yeah, we had a really good day. The fire was a nice touch too. Colder than we were expecting, so having that fire there was very welcome.
Yeah. This is the thing, it's May tomorrow, but despite that I'm still freezing my knicks off in North Wales.
It wasn't a time when I had my gloves on earlier today. It was a bit crazy really.
You're more professional in your language than me, aren't you?
It's because I'm more educated.
You're more educated than what I am.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.